About a month ago, the GoXLR died again. So if you've been wanting to get your hands on one, I'd advise you not to. You most likely wanted one of these because you needed an audio interface for your XLR microphone and wanted to route and mix your audio for your streams. If I recall correctly, in its prime, the GoXLR cost roughly around $500, and now you can find one for around the $370 range. But nowadays, in 2025, you can get all of that and so much more for your money. Let me introduce you to the Stream Deck Plus by Elgato, the sponsor for this video. The Stream Deck Plus is everything the GoXLR was and so much more, but for today's video, I'll stick to what it can deliver in regards to audio mixing and routing. The first noticeable difference and something that I really appreciate about Stream Deck Plus is its small form factor. Compared to the behemoth that the GoXLR was, Stream Deck Plus is significantly smaller. It takes up very little real estate on your desk, and if you play your cards right, it could even be the only device on your desk. When you purchase Stream Deck Plus, you're gonna have access to Elgato Wavelink, and this, ladies and gentlemen, this right here, this is where the magic happens. Wavelink is a powerful mixing tool where you can route in up to 9 different channels. That took a lot of effort, aka audio sources. So for example, in my setup, I've got my PC audio, my mic audio, my PC game audio, Discord, Spotify, Google Chrome, and my PS5 audio all assigned to their own individual channel. Once you've got your audio sources assigned to their respective channels, you can then set their volume levels and take advantage of the submixing. What is submixing, you ask? Great question. Submixing allows you to control the volume levels for all of your sources, for yourself, the monitor mix, and for your audience, the stream mix, all independent of one another. Basically, I can set my PC game audio to 60% for my stream mix output so that the game audio doesn't drown out my voice. And then I can go ahead and set my game audio to 80% to my monitor mix output so that the PC game audio is louder for me. The same can be done for all of your audio sources. Now, that just covers how the Wavelink software can be beneficial to you. Using Stream Deck Plus to control Wavelink really showcases how powerful of a tool this actually is. Using the dials at the bottom of the Stream Deck would probably lead you to believe that you can only control 4 audio sources since there's only 4 dials. That's actually not the case. Stream Deck has a cool little feature called dial stacking, where I'm able to stack commands to each dial, and the way I've configured my Stream Deck Plus with Wavelink is that each one of my dials controls 2 to 3 different audio sources. By simply clicking in on each dial, I'm able to rotate through the different channels each dial is assigned to, and not only that, each dial adjusts the volume for each one of my sources across my stream mix and my monitor mix independent of one another. I literally have total control over my audio at my fingertips, and you can too. Another thing that Wavelink can achieve in perfect harmony with Stream Deck Plus is source assignment. Up until recently, if you booted up a new game or a new app, you had to open up Wavelink and manually assign it to a channel. It wasn't a terrible thing to do, but there's always room for efficiency, I'd say. So, thanks to the recent Wavelink 2.0 update, anytime I boot up a new game or a new application, I simply press a button on Stream Deck Plus and it automatically assigns that game or that app to the channel that that key is bound to. Gone are the days of having to alt-tab in and out of games just to route my audio. Now with audio covered, let's talk about microphones. When you buy your Stream Deck Plus, you might notice that there's not a whole lot really going on in the back. No XLR port, no headphone port, nothing, nada. You're probably feeling deceived right about now, going into the comment sections below, cursing my name into oblivion. But fear not, for I have not misled you. All you need to do is add the handy dandy XLR dock to the back of your Stream Deck Plus. Now I'm willing to bet that some of you watching this are probably saying,
Of course, you gotta buy another thing.
I get it. But by the end of this video, you're gonna see that what you're getting here is worth so much more than its cost, which, by the way, it's still cheaper than a GoXLR. Anyways, back to the mics, let's go. With the Stream Deck Plus XLR combo, you basically have an audio interface and an audio controller all in one. Plug in any microphone, it doesn't matter, do it. I have. And what you're gonna find is that the XLR dock has more than enough power, more than enough juice to power these microphones and deliver crisp, clear mic audio. You've got a headphone jack there as well. I currently use Beyerdynamics DT770 Pro, the 80 ohm version, and I'm getting exceptional audio while having it plugged into the back of my XLR dock. Now, I understand this is all pretty standard stuff. I'd even consider these features to be the price of admission, but where this combo really starts to shine, once again, is Wavelink. In Wavelink, you'll be able to take advantage of Elgato's VSTs to really get the most out of your microphone. So what you're listening to right now is the Elgato Wave DX. This is their XLR dynamic microphone. Fantastic microphone, excellent price point that punches well above its weight. But this whole video so far, this has been a processed signal. So I'm going to turn off all the plugins and disable everything so you can get an idea of what it sounds like right outside of the box. Bam! Now what you're listening to is the Wave DX as it would sound if you were to plug it in straight to an interface, right into your computer, out of the box, no processing, no plugins, nothing at all, zero, nada. And if I shut my mouth for just a couple of seconds, I just hit my desk really hard, then you're gonna be able to hear, most likely, everything going on in the background, including my ceiling fan, my PC fan, my AC unit, and God knows whatever else. Let's have a listen. Now, I am a huge fan of how the DX sounds right out of the box, but I'm not a huge fan at all of having background noise in my mic audio. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn everything back on one effect at a time, starting with voice focus in 3, 2, 1 now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Elgato voice focus is turned on and you should only be able to hear my voice and nothing else. So once again, I'm gonna shut my mouth up and we're gonna have a listen. Wonderful. There we go. All right, cool. Now, the other thing here that we can do with Elgato Wavelink in terms of getting the most out of our microphones is we're going to add a compressor, because here's the thing. Sometimes I can get really loud, and sometimes I can get really quiet. It all depends on what's going on, whether I'm playing a game or engaged in a very passionate discussion with somebody online and just chatting or what have you. And I don't want to blow out the tympanic membranes of my audience, because that would be no fun for anybody involved. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the compressor now. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if I get really loud, or if I get really quiet, or at least quieter, the compressor is going to try and keep everything within a same range of decibels, if you will, so that when I get loud, I don't blow out your eardrums. And when I get very quiet, you can still hear me at a fairly consistent volume level, if you will. But that's not everything, because again, although this microphone I think sounds great right out of the box, there is a certain way I want my mics to sound that do justice to my voice, subjectively speaking here. So what we're going to do now, and lastly, is I'm going to go ahead and turn on the EQ. I've already done my EQ work for the mic. I have plenty of videos covering this in my channel on how I equalize my mics, but please do yourself a favor. Don't copy and paste what I do, because every voice is different. Every microphone responds to every voice differently, and every environment handles different voices and different mics differently. But without further ado, let me turn on my EQ so you can see what that does to my mic audio in 3, 2, 1, boom. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've got the entire plug-in chain running. I've got voice focus, a compressor, and my EQ, and this is what I'm able to produce in just using those 3 effects alone via Wavelink, thanks to the Elgato Stream Deck Plus and the Wave XLR dock. To be honest with you, the Stream Deck Plus XLR's ability to mix and route audio and power microphones with great plugins is great, but that's truly just the tip of the iceberg here. This video doesn't even cover all of the other ways you can use the Stream Deck Plus, such as scene switching in OBS, controlling your webcams, turning your lights on and off, and even editing your videos. But this video does. The Stream Deck Plus is $200. The XLR dock is another $120 for a total of $320. But you can get the combo wombo for 300 buckaroos. That's still $70 less than the GoXLR for a device that does everything it does and so much more, clearly making this the #1 alternative to the GoXLR or any other mixer interface out there. I hope you found this video helpful and informative, and if you're interested in treating yourself to a Stream Deck Plus, I've got a link in the description below. Using that link will earn me a portion of the purchase at no additional cost to you, and obviously very supportive of the channel, and I would appreciate that very, very much. If you have any questions, let me know down below, and until next time, be good to yourselves, be good to one another. Peace out.